Hello students, we are now looking at the grammar review exercises for Unit 2 of our book. At the end of every unit, at the back of the book, there's some extra grammar review exercises that are important to check that we understand everything about the grammar we are using and that we are confident when we use it later. So once again, I've written the page number, page 115 or 115. We're going to introduce some examples of the grammar, give some rules, and then do some exercises together, okay? So let's make it larger so that we can see the exercise. Maybe that's too large, just a moment. There we go. The simple present. So the simple present we're using a lot in Unit 1 and 2. We use the simple present for facts, routines, and states. Fact example, I live in Seoul, fact. Routine, we go to school on Monday, something we do every week or every day. And she feels tired, a state. She feels tired, or he is hungry, a state, okay? We add S or ES to the verb when we answer the third person subject. So we would say, he goes, I go, he goes. Or it feels, I feel, it feels. Okay. We use the helping verb do or does not in questions and negative statements. We usually use contractions to go together. Do not, don't. Does not, doesn't. Okay. So affirmative statements means positive statements. I work in a school, you work in a school, we work, they work. But changes, he works, she works, it works. This is very, very important. Maybe we can bring up a little bit here so we can see. Okay, and once again a little bit more, excuse me. There we go. So very important with English that we say I work, but when it changes to he, she, or it, the subject agrees with the verb and we say he or she or it works. S, very important. I do not work, you do not work, we don't work, they don't work, and then it changes. He do not work, no, he does not, ES. She doesn't, it doesn't. And WH questions, what do you do? What does she do? Where does he live? Where do they live? Remember, subject and verb always agreeing together. A very important rule with English. And then we have spelling rules, third person singular. Some verbs end in CH, SH, X, or SS. Okay, and bring it up once again, just a little bit higher. Oh, there we go. So we have add ES to these verbs. So for example, I teach, she teaches, or I wash, he washes, I fix, it fixes, I miss, she misses, adding ES, okay? Or these verbs have a special form, so I do, she does, I go, he goes, I have, it has. Once again, changing the verb for he, she, or it, or I, you, we, or they. And then we have some verbs end in consonant Y, okay? So change the Y to I and add ES. So for example, I study, no Y, she studies, IES. I try, he tries, T or no Y, IES. This is very important when we're writing. Sometimes for pronunciation, but definitely for writing as well. So now practice. Let's look at some verbs we can do together. Okay, we're going to look at the exercise and I will write down the correct verb beside it. Okay, so let's look at part 1 first and then part 2. So complete the sentences making affirmative, positive statements using the verb in parenthesis. These are the verbs: go, like, have, work, watch, study, like, live, miss. Okay, so maybe we can make it a little bit easier to write. Okay, now My sister goes to a good university. I go, my sister, subject, goes. My teacher, her job. Teacher is he or she. My teacher likes her job. Number 3, I think an actor, an interesting job. Actor is usually he or she. I think an actor has an interesting job. Number 4, most chefs, now be careful, chefs is many people. Chef, no, chefs. So chefs is they. So most chefs work in cities. Number 5, my friend, a lot of movies. My friend is he or she. My friend watches. My friend watches. Okay, watch plus es, watches. Okay, there we go. Number 6, a good student every evening. So a good student is a boy or girl or man or woman. A good student studies. Now be careful, because there's a Y, it changes to IES. Studies. Studies, okay? My friends and I, once again, be careful. My friends and I means we. My friends and I together, we. My friends and I, good music, like. My friends and I together, we like good music. And finally, my brother, my brother live far away. My brother lives far away. My brother lives far away. He, home. Now, I miss, my brother misses. But spelling, very important. My brother misses home. Okay? And then second part, complete the sentences and make negative statements. So affirmative, positive, negative is the opposite. So we'd say negative statements, use the verb in parenthesis. My brother doesn't have a job. Okay, so the verb is have. My brother doesn't have a job near our school. I live. Now, the negative statement, I don't live. I don't live near our school. Okay? My doctor, my name. So my doctor is he or she doesn't know. Okay, so my doctor, writing, doesn't, excuse me, let's write that once more, just because it looks a little bit messy. All right, there we go. My doctor doesn't know my name. And finally, number 4, my English teacher. English teacher is man or woman, okay? My English teacher, something Spanish. I speak. My English teacher speaks. Okay? My English teacher speaks. Oh, once again, my English teacher speaks Spanish. Okay? So once again, my brother doesn't have a job. I don't live near our school. My doctor doesn't know. Okay, make that neater there. My doctor doesn't know my name, and my English teacher speaks Spanish. Once again, every time there is a subject, the verb and the subject must agree. So it's very important that we practice and we use the correct grammar and the correct writing, but also the correct speaking and pronunciation when we're introducing information about ourselves and talking about or listening to information from others and understanding information too.